Bitcoin was started in 2009. It sold for 9 cents a Bitcoin. In fact, a pizza was purchased for about 10,000 Bitcoins at the time. Today, that same pizza will be worth over $25 million. Folks, that is correct. $25 million for a pizza. But here you can see notable minds on what they think about Bitcoin. You have Ben Bernanke, chairman of the Federal Reserve, D. Hick, Sir Richard Branson, Bill Gates, and Eric Schmidt, CEO of Google. The reason why Bitcoins are basically being so popular, it's because they're now being utilized. They're being utilized by Overstock.com. You can now purchase stuff on Overstock. There are a number of companies around the globe that are now accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment. In fact, just recently, a Forbes magazine article says that, here you can see, Bitcoin beats stocks, bonds, and gold again. This was just published on June 30th of this year. Bitcoin has left stocks, bonds, and gold in the dust in the first half of 2017, folks. It has risen 220%. That is correct. 220%. How amazing is that? If you even compare it to gold and all the other items that are out there in the marketplace, it is a significant growth. But here's what we know. Everything new has a start, and just like the internet, here is a quick video on
the one that's becoming really big now.
What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
How exciting. We get to live through another transition, just like you had the cell phone went from the bag phone to the flip phone, now to the smartphone, and we're seeing now people using smartphones to make purchases. Folks, that is the next step in the evolution of money, is that everything is going completely digital. So will you be left behind? Are you ahead of the curve? And that's what we're talking about today. Here, as we talk about Bitcoin, you can see here Mike Tyson has his own branded ATMs, or what we call Bitcoin ATMs in Las Vegas, and everybody is really on using Bitcoins. So how does USI Tech allow you to participate in the Bitcoin marketplace? Well, first and foremost, we give everybody an opportunity to purchase just a small amount of Bitcoin. Most people think when they first hear the price of Bitcoin, they think, oh my God, it's too late. But even a price at $2,500, $2,600, we expect Bitcoin to be $5,000 before the end of the year. Within next year, or even a few years, we can see Bitcoin go to 10,000. Some even predict within the next 20 years that Bitcoin could be worth close to $500,000 to $1 million. So when is the time to get in? The time is now. But here's how USI Tech allows any individual to start off with as little as $65. $65 gets you started. USI Tech will take that $65 worth of Bitcoin and trade it on the marketplace for approximately 140 business days. In that 140 business days, they will pay approximately 1% per day, and they will give you a return of capital of 140%. So what does that mean? Well, let me give you a good example of what that means. So let's say you came in and you purchased 20 Bitcoin packages at $65. That's about $1,300 US. If you allowed it to run for about 140 business days, which could be a little bit longer or a little bit shorter, you would basically get $820 more than you brought in. So you would get your $1,300 black plus an additional $520. I think that is an incredible return. That is approximately 5.75% per month. That is better than any bank. Today, I went to one of my local banks, Wells Fargo, and they told me they pay 0.01% on your savings account, and this is a year. So you tell me which is better, 5.75% or 0.01% a year. I think that's a very straightforward answer. So let's look at some practical ways that you can use the Bitcoin. You can now use this if you had a church or charity organization that you support, purchase about $1,300 worth of packs a month, and you put that in for 5 years. 5 years, you would have put in about $78,000. And at the end of that 5 years, you'd have close to 2,000 Bitcoins. Well, what is 2,000 Bitcoins worth? Well, you know, today, the price is about $2,700. Let's just say the price of the Bitcoin goes up to $3,000. That's about $6 million worth of Bitcoin. What if the price dropped to $2,000? Yes, it's a possibility that the price could decrease, but here at USI Tech, because we're showing you how to grow Bitcoin. See, what's the difference between having going out there and purchasing 1 Bitcoin and using the USI Tech system? So you can have 1 Bitcoin in your wallet, which a year from now, you'll still have 1 Bitcoin in your wallet. But if you put your Bitcoin in USI Tech, in that same year of a time, you can have 3 to 5 Bitcoins in your wallet. What's the difference? If this increased in price, yes, you make a profit, but what if it decreased? Then you would be out money. But here, whether the price increases or decreases, you're still ahead. So in here, $2,000, if the price went down, you would still have $4 million worth of Bitcoin. If the price even dropped lower to $1,000, you would still have $2 million. I think that's a good way to put your money to work for you with the USI Tech system. What about those of you who have kids in college or you have grandkids? How about giving somebody a new start in life? What if you were to just start off a very affordable 2 packs a month? That's 1 pack every paycheck. 2 packs per month for the next 5 years. What if you were to take those and you just let it sit in the system for 5 years? In that time, you would achieve close to 178 Bitcoins. Now, if the price of the Bitcoin again went up to $3,000, you would have $500,000 worth of Bitcoin in that wallet. If it dropped to $2,000, that's still $356,000 worth of Bitcoin. And then if the price drops even further, how about if it dropped to $1,000? That's still $178,000. Do you see the power of the USI Tech system? Let's take a look at this even further. For those of you who are retired or know people that are retired, you know that people are living longer. Some people, a few years ago, $300,000 would have been a nice retirement. But today, we know that you need at least $1 million or more to retire in your retirement. Why? Because people are living longer. People are now retiring at age 65 and living to age 95 plus. That's about 30 years. So that means that's 30 years that you'll have to survive on this. That's about $10,000 a year, folks. That's less than poverty. That is less than poverty. So what if you could take just a small portion of this $300,000, let's say, and you put it into 600 packs, and you allow it to rebuy at 80%, or every day you took out 20% of it and you put it into your wallet, and you allowed this to run every single month as you collect that Bitcoins, you would collect close to about half a Bitcoin a month. Well, folks, if the price of Bitcoin went up to $3,000, you'll have about $1,600 worth of Bitcoin. If the price went to $2,000, you'll still have $1,000 a month which you can get immediately. This is not like an annuity where you have to wait. You can start taking out the funds right away. What if you were to get, what if the price dropped to $1,000? That's still $537 a month. It's about the average SSI check, and you still have, get ready for this, $270,000 still sitting in your bank or wherever you wish to have it. I think it's one of the most powerful things that I have ever seen. I hope you agree. Now, let me show you what makes this system go. We have an amazing compounding system. So on top of the 40%, if you allow the system to do what we call the compounding effect, which is you took your money and every time you got a credit, you decided to purchase packs, or you allow the system to automatically purchase these packs for you. But let me show you how the cash flows. Let's just say you bought 20 packs at $1,300 US dollars, and let's say you got approximately 1% per month. By the way, the return is about 0.75% to 1.25% is what we've been seeing on an average daily return. So here we have $1,300. So 1% of that on a day is $13. The next day we get another $13. Now we have 26. Next day another 13, and so on. And we get to the fifth day. The fifth day now we have enough to purchase a package, because $65 is the cost of a package. So you can either take this out. Again, you could have been taking these out every single day if you wanted to. But what if you left it in there and you purchased a new package? So now you'll have $13.56, but now you have an additional package. So the next day you'll actually receive 1% of 21 packs. So again, every single day now you'll be receiving 1% of these 21 packages, which is now worth a total of $13.65. Well, how does this work in the long run? Well, in the long run, here's how this works. Let's just say you allowed this to run just for 1 year. And again, remember there are approximately 20 working days per month. There are approximately 250 working days a year. So if you had it on 100% rebuy, on the last day of the year, you would have close to 114 packages, which would be worth close to $7,000 US. Now you're getting 1% of this every single day. And again, as you can see, every single day that the system can purchase a new package, you're actually earning on these packages. Simply amazing. So how do you get started? Well, with USI Tech, we just have, these are not official USI Tech packages, but these are suggested ways that we suggest that you start purchasing your packages. Why? You'll see here in a second. I designed a bronze package, which has about 12 packs. 12 packs is about $780. At $780 in a 3-year period of time, this is just based on 3 years, which again, it's about 750 working days, you will actually have grown your Bitcoins to about 15.32 Bitcoins, which is worth, if today the price stayed at $2,700, you would have close to $41,000 in that account, folks. Even if the price dropped to $1,000 a Bitcoin, you would still have $15,000 from a $780 purchase. How powerful is that? But here's what's even more powerful. The more you put in, the faster it grows. So here we can see that if you just added 8 more packages to go to 20 packs at $1,300, you will now get an accumulated value of $70,000 in that account, about 26 Bitcoins. That is an amazing, amazing growth. What if you were serious about some growth and you purchased 100 packs? 100 packs will cost you about $6,500. And in 3 years, this is just 3 years, you're talking about close to $360,000, about 132 Bitcoins, just allowing it to grow. What if you were to double that amount and went to 200 packs? In the same 3-year period of time, you would only put in 13,000. You don't even have, all of these packages are based on one-time payments without you even adding any more to it. But here you can see you now have close to $700,000 worth of Bitcoin if the price of Bitcoin stayed at $2,700 per Bitcoin. Folks, undeniably, this is the most powerful system that I have ever encountered. In your back office, when you register, there is a free calculator, what we call the package profit calculator. It'll give you an estimate of how much your packages would be worth and how much Bitcoins you would actually need to purchase the package. So if you wanted to purchase 12 packages, it will tell you at today's rate how much Bitcoin you would need to have pretty much approximately to start off at your packages. So here in this example, it's about half a Bitcoin, which is about a few months old. It's about the price when it was $12.50. But now you can tell it how many days you'd like your packages to run. It would give you an estimate based on 1% a day what you'll be receiving in Bitcoin packs if you allowed it to rebuy at 100%. This is what your return. So you went from half a Bitcoin to 2.32 Bitcoins. That is simply amazing. Well, I'd like to thank you for taking time out to listen to this video. Just get back with the person that introduced you to this video and get started and let them show you how we can use the power of cryptocurrency to build massive passive wealth. Thank you and have a great day.